Hi everyone, Amy Abelar, acupuncture business coach, and this video is going to cover an unpopular strategy that I utilize to grow my acupuncture practice. For me, this strategy came from actually a chiropractor that I used to rent space from a long time ago. I loved his approach, especially because chiropractic, as an example, is notorious for trying to get patients to sign up for lengthy programs, packages, commitments of you need to come 3 times a week for a month, and then you need to come twice a week for the next month or two, and then you need to come once a week, and then, just kind of tailoring it down. But it's a ton of adjusting. And a lot of times that is too much for patients. And it's over prescription of chiropractic some of the time. And again, not all the time, but frequently. And this also really puts patients off. There's patients who will walk in, they'll be interested in a practitioner, interested in a type of treatment, and then they hear a lengthy treatment plan like this, and they're like, oof, I'm out of here. This does not feel good for me. Most acupuncturists are not interested in doing that kind of a strategy. It feels very icky for us as a whole. We generally are people who are not as business-minded and much more interested in patient-focused care. So not a lot of acupuncturists are taking that approach. But one of the things that I loved about the way that he talked about patients and patient care and how he was growing his practice was he was very specific, where he said, my goal is to not have you come back, which I thought was pretty interesting. He basically said that his strategy was he wanted to give people as much relief as he possibly could, as quickly as he could, as effectively as he could, and that he wanted to help educate patients on how to stay out of his office. So teaching them techniques for either icing or heating or stretching or self-massage, or make recommendations for other providers that would be helpful. A lot of times you need a massage before you go get chiropractic so that the muscles are loose enough to do an adjustment effectively, and then also those muscles are loose now, so they're not going to pull you right back out of alignment because they're too tight. So he was really good about knowing when to refer out, how to bring other people into conjunction, instead of saying, hey, I need to see you 3 times a week for the next month. And so for me, with acupuncture and with my massage practice that I had before acupuncture, I really loved that approach. He basically said that all of the patients that he treats, if they get great results and they feel well taken care of and they don't feel taken advantage of, those patients are going to refer. So, and I've seen this in my own practice. I loved this approach because it feels the most ethical. It's trying to give people the most bang for their buck. You're not taking advantage, you're not overprescribing treatment, and you're really trying to help patients and help patients be able to help themselves. I give patients stretches and recommend other providers all of the time if I feel like it's going to be beneficial for that patient. And a lot of the time, the techniques that I give them are helpful. They're things they can do at home that don't cost them additional money, and patients see a lot of value in that. So one of the things that does then is that patient feels a lot better. And then I ended up working on their spouse or their child or their friend or their coworker. And so it really does come back to you. And again, in general, just being ethical with how you are treating patients, that always comes back around in a positive way. So it's interesting to try to build a practice by seeing patients as few times as possible, or by treating them most effectively and not trying to just squeeze every single dollar out of every patient that I possibly can. But really that feels like the best and the most ethical approach to me, for me, and that's what's right for my practice. And I can tell you that has really, really helped grow my clientele. I have patients that are getting referred left and right. And again, it's because patients can feel that not only am I giving them results, but I have their best interest in mind, and I'm not trying to just squeeze money out of them. So I hope that that's helpful information. It's another strategy where you can absolutely be successful in business and also not be taking advantage of patients. So if you liked this video, you can comment below. If you have other things that you're interested in learning about, we've got tons of other videos. Feel free to subscribe to our channel to check them out.